Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all my non-binary friends, and welcome back to stream today. Guess what we're doing? We're on to trial number 2 of Danganronpa. Hi, everybody! It's so good to have you here. Hello, hello, hello. These are my guests. I have for you today, over on your left, Shrill Goblin. Shrill, would you like to introduce yourself and your channel?
Hi, I'm Shrill, or Goblin, or, you know, Sky. Some people know me as Sky. A couple of people call me Shrillium, and 1 or 2 call me Gobbles. So there's that. I'm a cozy, sometimes horror variety streamer. I also get a lot of compliments on my voice, but I don't know why. I have a very shrill voice, and I'm a goblin because it's in my name and it's on the internet, so it must be true. But yeah, I play everything from Fortnite to, you know, some horror games and everything in between. So yeah. I regularly do co-streams on Fridays, and you can probably find me on Sundays as well.
At twitch.tv/ShrillGoblin. And then over here on our right, we have for you, House Does Things. House, would you like to tell us about yourself?
Yeah. I'm House. I do things. Some of the things I do is we'll voice act and play games with friends. I crochet, I play games. Currently on stream playing through the gambit of Legend of Zelda and Final Fantasy games. We do some karaoke. I've got a hurdy-gurdy, so I'll play the hurdy-gurdy every now and then. Otherwise, it's just chill, scuffed time.
Love that, y'all. Just
It
to
wouldn't
catch
be Twitch
everybody
if it
up.
wasn't scuffed.
Yeah. Catching everybody up also, for those of you that were not with us on the live, I did in fact play the last chapter with these two. So I know that they know what's going on. However, we had an audio flub on my mistake, and therefore we couldn't put it on YouTube. But I am very excited to say they've at least played that. But Shrill, other than what we've played together, how much do you know about the Danganronpa series?
Not a darn thing.
Yay! And how much do you know about the Danganronpa series?
I know all the things. Well, most all the things. I haven't played the 3rd game, but I know this game.
Haven't played the 3rd game, you say? We'll see.
Oh, eventually I'll get there.
See. I may have to change that, but I'm very excited to say that we do have, I don't know, we do have the 2nd trial to go, but Shrill, do you have any guesses or any kind of like insight to what we're about to get into?
I think some characters have died.
Yes,
And
at least one.
And I think someone will be accused of their murder.
Okay, but do you have any guesses who might have killed Chihiro?
I think it's one of the other characters that we've currently met.
No guesses, just broad correctness.
Great choice.
I actually really like Byakuya. I know he's a jerk, but I actually like his character.
Yeah? Why?
I do.
He's so sassy.
He's a very, even though he's full of himself, he's got a very efficient mindset.
How many think you will end at the very end of the game, Shrill? Not that you will or will not see it on this channel if you want to play it for yourself. Do you think you will play these for yourself? Double question.
Not including Monokuma. There's 11, what is it, 11 characters left right now? I would say no more than 4 make it to the end. That's what I think.
That's a lot. You hopeful that there's going to be more than...
I don't think it goes down to 1,
one?
but I think it will be between 1 and 4 at the end. More than 1. I don't think it'll be just 1.
Intriguing. All right. Do you think you'll play these games after it's all said and
remember who survives.
Yes, I will. I do have all of the games, so I will at some point play them.
I'm so excited for that. No more waiting. Trial time.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
Hi, Ghoul. Okay, first we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow.
It was
So true.
the poster, right?
How we're gonna play this is we have a locker room dumbbell. We have one spot to shoot at and to make it count. So we're gonna listen to their argument first. And I'll show you how this game
Chihiro's
works.
fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
So we can shoot head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Kind of blunt instrument
I
we
bet
could
it was
shoot.
an iron pipe.
Iron pipe we could shoot.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
So what one of those should I shoot, Shrill? I'm just gonna have you just yell at me whenever you think it should happen. The weapon had to be the scene of the crime. There was something with blood stain on it.
Chihiro's
dumbbell.
fatal injury.
Tell me when to shoot.
It appears it was a head wound.
Well, so we
According
shoot
to the Monokuma
the head
file,
wound or
the
something
killer
with the
used
locker
a
room
blunt
dumbbell
instrument.
ammo. Is that
What-
what's happening?
What
Correct.
kind of
So,
blunt
like,
instrument could it have been?
What kind of blunt instrument? I'm just
I
gonna go
bet it
ahead.
was an
Oh,
iron
I
pipe.
missed it.
Interesting.
What kind of instrument?
That
My
certainly
logic
would
correlates
make for a powerful
with that.
weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
Correlates with that yellow text.
So what would
That's
happen
basically
if you shot head wound? I think with the
I
the
would
dumbbell.
lose influence. I would not
I
be
see,
an
okay.
influential person, and eventually they would stop believing me, and we would all die.
Gotcha.
Chihiro's fatal injury.
So just for the first one,
It appears it
tutorial.
was
I know
a
it's
head
hard
wound.
jumping out without any of the
According to
actual
the
tutorials.
Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it
Okay,
have
so
been?
then yeah,
That's what
shoot
I
that
did.
one, right?
Oh, never mind. I was wrong. You think you have some proof that contradicts what I said? Never mind. It's a
Oh,
contradiction
you're
statement.
shooting against. You're using the locker room dumbbell to. Okay, okay.
My bad. I thought it was
fatal
correlating.
injury.
My bad.
It appears it was a head wound.
That's factual.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used
That's correct
a
as well.
blunt instrument. But
Yeah,
what kind of
Yeah, the only one
blunt
that's weird
instrument
is
could it have been?
the iron pipe.
correct.
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Interesting.
Uh-oh.
That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Okay, I know how to make
the
it go
delay
slow. How do
there
I
in
make it
the-
go
in the
fast?
shot.
There's a way to speed him up too, and I forgot how to speed him up.
Chihiro's
No
fatal
worries.
injury. It appears it was a head
I'm gonna
wound.
get it. I'm gonna get it.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But
You can do it,
what
Char.
kind of
I can
blunt
do it.
instrument could it have been?
It's not gonna take me 10 minutes. I
I
swear.
bet it was an iron pipe.
No, that's wrong.
There you go. Countering the statements. We can do
Break.
it.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood. And there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
I mean, it
And
kind
the
of looks
wound
like
on the victim's head is
neon pink
consistent
paint,
with the
but
shape
yes,
of the
blood.
dumbbell.
The actual reason that they have it be pink is they were trying to lower the rating because if it was red, it was going to be too realistic and make it an M rating.
Gotcha.
And so they're like, you know what? It's pink. It's fantasy. Ooh. Isn't that fun?
As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
Plus, it made it very iconic for the rest of the series.
Yeah, for sure.
So did this not get an M rating?
No, not as far as I know. I
Really?
think it's like in C17. Somebody can check that out for me if you want to, chat. Why does she know what the wound shape is? Pie, I don't know.
You looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
Yeah, 17 plus.
Thanks, Jimbo.
If
17
you
plus.
don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles. If there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way, there is a way. Use the right mouse button to attach the silencer, which you can use to shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of a white noise, the time limit will decrease, so take careful aim when you use your silencer. Why did you have to experience? Yeah, I know, Pi. But if your action is difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. In which case, you can forget about the silencer. Well then, good luck. Have fun.
What difficulty level are we on?
Kind.
Okay.
Normal. Genocide Jack case file. Tell me where I need to shoot.
I don't know. Do you want me to
The culprit
participate?
is
'Cause even though,
Genocide
like, I know
Jack.
the solution, I don't
I'm
necessarily
sure.
know the
Case
puzzles.
closed.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
But
Either one.
that's impossible.
I just figure I'm just here for the lulz.
Why? What makes it impossible?
No, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
Hey,
Saying
so,
white noise.
speaking of, I don't know who that is.
I didn't hit the white noise. No.
No,
The culprit
you
is
didn't
So
hit
the
it.
closed.
hitbox for the white noise
That's
is so large.
impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
So you have to shoot
I
that
mean-
first?
Come on.
Yeah.
There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong.
Wow. You were robbed.
Wow, good
You
yarn.
were robbed.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now.
That's
More importantly,
Okay, bud.
it outlines all
Right.
the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
Boobless?
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
What was it? Do you remember, Shrill?
Suspense.
Suspense.
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Yeah, Makoto.
The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large does not know, if I'm not mistaken, it has to do with the positioning of the body.
I mean, I guess that fits. It's not the other ones.
Yeah, first one.
I got it!
Mhm.
Yeah.
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro is most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Dun dun dun.
Blunt.
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle. Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
Okay, it's a riddle for sure, but I feel like I understand it. What it means for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also not to be Toko. The answer is that she is not just one person, but multiple people, right? Not the best chapter. Sorry.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file, too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss
Sis chat.
Fukawa is...
Just a bunch of oofs.
Perfectly
Indeed.
acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
The one thing that shows Toko could have had a split personality has to do with her behavior.
Okay. her behavior changed.
Right.
I
That's
tried.
the only
Has to do with her
You're
behavior.
talking
Her
about how
behavior.
she
was
started acting
late.
totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's
Why are you so
corpse,
condescending?
and then, when she woke up,
I'm fine. I'm fine, kid. Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead?
You have some of the best laughs for these characters. I will give you that.
Right?
She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted, dude. The world has a front and a back, a top ending and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies.
This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I'll drive out the killer and drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised! I can't believe you lied!
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
I'm sorry. I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry. Never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it, but...
Hi, Flo. Oh, Corby.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person? You don't mean...
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courthouse, but the next second...
Hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see? What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
Toko, what happened to you?
Feels like I like this personality. Oh gosh. Ooh, I don't know, Corby. I don't know how she can code switch like that so fast.
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
She's so intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright
as the sun! So any preference, Shrill? Of which version of Toko you like more?
I mean, this one seems very dateable, very comforting.
Yeah. Look at that tongue,
absolutely.
though. I don't really understand the tongue thing, but that's
Ma'am.
Just me. I forgot who died this time. Fool! It is Chihiro.
Ma'am.
Apparently, it is that kind of stream.
No, it's not that kind of stream. Okay, but hear me out, says Justin. No. This is the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack. This is date everything, says Oren. He's a big Kiss fan, says Fool. This is beyond insane. I think this was silver-haired Sailor Moon reject.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. Just kidding again!
Yeah, I got a hard no on that one.
Yeah.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
Oh, what happened? That's what it means to go buck wild, says Corby. Can you put your tongue back in, please, says Pie?
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
But she told you? Fool.
Right.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting.
I did, fool.
But sorry, as much
Good
as I
for
hate
you,
to
buddy.
admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details on all of this. Status of the dead body. Now again, shout at me when you think it's supposed to go. I don't care if it's house, I don't care if it's shrill. Just shout loud, because I have to hear you over top of everything.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need?
I don't think it does.
Give it up.
though.
You killed her.
It's either the first
Are those
one or the
only
last
two?
one.
I think
don't
it's the
know.
last one.
You think so?
I think anyway.
Modus operandi? Okay, I have just to focus on
I think
remembering
so.
Chihiro's body. That must be the answer. That should prove what she said was, he said, wasn't quite right.
Sorry, but I didn't.
You say that, but
Perhaps if you had an. Oh, an alibi.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
Status of the dead body, though.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you!
Hold it.
I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything.
Hello, Norvax.
But what happened to Chihiro?
We did. This is the goal.
It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
There's one clear difference between the murders. In the photos from the other Genocide Jack cases, look at the neck and the stomach. Here you'll see a clear difference.
The fatal injury.
Fatal injury, yeah.
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different.
Yeah, Corby. Well, we're only going after this case. We don't really care about all the other cases. We know she's a murderer, but we just have to deal with that. Murder is not an Italian fancy restaurant, Sis Pie.
In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right. The second difference is related to how she was suspended. In the photos of the other Genocide Jack cases, all the other victims were stabbed through their hands. Here you'll see a clear difference.
What was used?
Yeah.
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They'd used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement.
Where do you get so many scissors? That's my question for you, darling.
Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac.
Yeah, you Big Mac.
There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
Michaels has a lot of sales pretty often, says Jimbo. You could probably find some scissors there.
Ooh.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Let's see. There's a pattern surrounding the
know what it
Genocide
is,
Jack
Shreya?
victims, and Chihiro didn't fit? if you look at the names of every victim, what you'll notice is... Oh, I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro.
Chihiro's a girl?
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Kin, Tetsurio, Shoji, Kano, Takashi, Komatsuda, Takefumi, Uchida, Takashi, Yuto, and there was no end to it. I'm bad with names. Please forgive my pronunciation. I'm trying.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
What was that, Shro?
Wow.
Wow. Just a little guy. Just love killing all the little guys, Pat.
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
I just have them. Where was she keeping them?
In her pockets, silly.
She's fully
That's not the
pocket.
cutscene scream, sure.
What are you talking about? Nobody has pockets, Haas. Not in a
Yeah, nobody has
skirt.
pockets.
That's
Nobody has
right! So I
pockets.
can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong! You can't, can you, gutter dogs, all of you!
Even if it was in her bra, that would so hurt. Pokey bits, not fun.
Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on. There is one other person. One person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. Select somebody.
Wow. Sorry, Byakuya.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Byakuya,
Communism
what's your
was
response?
just a red herring.
This whole time? The whole time?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now,
Always? Why you gotta be like that, boy?
the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the locker rooms. They're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree?
Thanks for the lurk, Jojo. Enjoy your food. Huh? Suspicious?
It seems nobody's searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy,
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
on the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There is a clear contradiction to what Byakuya just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. A new element has been added to the non-stop debates. Yeah, let's hear it. Next, we're gonna add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the left mouse button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or a contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it may be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When is the best time to flash back? Well, you'll just have to use your keen wits, won't you? In this case, though, I will say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Did he start acting suspicious when the trial started and they worked super hard to throw all suspicion at the mass murderer? Also, knowing who the mass murderer was and not telling anybody. That made you suspicious, says Corby.
Right.
Well then, good luck, have fun. So it looks like we're going to be grabbing something from a weak spot and using it as a truth bullet elsewhere. So taking somebody's words and using it somewhere else. I'm gonna turn you up, Shrill, because you are so quiet for me. No, it's okay.
Is that better?
Yeah. So better.
There's no way that he knew it was Chihiro to begin with until they actually found her in the girls' locker room.
It's not a bad assumption.
I didn't think about that. I was thinking about the Gatling gun. Like, we didn't know that we were allowed to go into the girls' locker room.
I think if I remember correctly, the doors were already open.
But we didn't know that, right? Not until
I think
after we tried to go in.
Oh, Monokuma right at the start said, like, I have unlocked
they already
everything.
open,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Not open, but he just said, like, I've already unlocked everything.
Or something.
Yeah. So, help me out here. Tell me what to grab, tell me what to shoot.
Yeah.
Come file number 2? Okay.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
Before we
But
found
he
the
was
body.
acting weird. How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The
No,
victim
it's
was
not.
Chihiro, who was a girl. So,
Yeah.
of course, I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time
I
for
would shoot
pointless
the victim was
distractions.
Chihiro, right? Because the
What's
file
so
didn't
strange about that?
say it was her,
I
or did
wish
it?
you'd taken me with
I do believe you have the logic. I do believe you have the logic. Hey, Byakuya's
But we
comment
need
about
to
Chihiro
steal
being a girl.
what Hina says.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense how he could have known before we'd even found it. Okay, need to make that contradiction clear.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro.
No, that's wrong.
Good logic, Shrill. Very good. Even before we had the words. Oh Well done.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
No, that's wrong.
I see. That's a
Break.
good answer, I must admit.
Break.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you?
Corby's
There
like, I have
must
so
be
many
more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The differences between this case and the other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there, isn't it? What could it be?
It's the cord. It's the extension cord that he used to suspend her.
We have library desk lamp or whatever else they have for a weak point.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
No, you're wrong.
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
Okay, so are we comfortable with desk lamp at that one? The item had been bound with was used like was it actually rope?
Yeah, they never referred to the extension cord, so I would probably use the lamp and then say shoot the part where he says he's never seen it before.
It wasn't. Byakuya didn't use rope, used a very specific object.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to
I think it would be worth the risk just to get rid of him,
my
even if we
very
didn't have any evidence to
same
support
scissors
it.
to arrange the body.
If we make this guy and accuse him of being the killer, Corby, we all die
some
if
kind
he's
of
wrong.
rope.
If it's
Was
wrong.
it
If it's
not?
right,
That's right!
he just
It
dies.
absolutely
So we
was!
win.
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
That's why we gotta be right.
I'd never seen
that rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong.
Worth the risk, says Corby. Break.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
That extension cord?
Dun, dun, dun.
The extension cord.
Extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
I've never seen that rope before in my life.
Byakuya
Yeah,
must be the one who
Byakuya.
took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this?
Hi, Grady.
I killed
Hi,
Chihiro
Ashi.
in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it.
Thank you for the kitty cat purrs, my dear.
Is that about right?
No,
He's doing it again. No. Shrill, why no?
he didn't kill her there. He killed her in the boys' locker room.
He's doing it again. He's totally calm and totally unconcerned. Thank you for the kitty cat purr, Ashi. And if he's not even involved... Wait. Not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
Ashley, get in the corner! Shrieker! My goodness.
I know,
My corner. My
but
corner's
still.
so much fun.
I was gonna say at their own corner. You're like, come here! Come hither!
Yeah.
I know, but still.
There's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait.
Literally everything.
What was that just now? Something's not right. Chihiro's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean? Can I really just accept what Byakuya said as the truth? No, I don't think so. There's definitely something more off about what he said.
Scene of the crime.
I got it!
Got it.
You say
Got
you
it.
killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are
Break.
you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's
How?
entirely possible that she
indeed.
was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene?
Sir, do you want to be prosecuted as spy?
That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up until now, maybe Byakuya never even realized the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. There was something that was switched between the boys and girls' locker room.
The poster.
Poster. 2 locker room posters! Blood was found on the poster in the girls' locker room. The poster featuring a big-breasted supermodel popular among young boys. Meanwhile, the poster in the boys' locker room was for a boy band popular with teenage girls.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
It's posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange?
We had to point that out, though. We had to make sure everybody knew she had large honkers.
It was just like...
It's not even in the little graphic right here on the game. That's okay.
And also, why are we saying it couldn't be in the girls' locker? I'm just saying.
Right?
I'm just saying.
Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
The proof is in the
Why
poster.
indeed?
I bet
Charvana,
those massive jet zippers
why
were
would
totally
that kind of poster be in the girls' locker room? Maybe
I
you
have
can enlighten us.
no idea whatsoever what you're talking about, Trill. I don't know.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado.
Makes sense to me.
Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
You being sexist, Makoto?
So you're saying that maybe the posters were
Unrealistic societal models and
And there's one other
expectations.
thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my
Yeah,
protein
you know what I'm talking
coffee,
about,
aren't
right,
you?
Sakura?
Protein coffee?
Yeah, your protein coffee.
Awful name for a band. At least spell it wrong, says Corby.
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
Or was it?
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved.
It was moved
Where was it moved?
to the boys' locker room.
Boys' locker room carpet. Carpet in the boys' locker room was found with a blackish stain on it.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other.
Carpet.
It's certainly plausible, don't you
The
think?
one we're talking about with no photographic evidence that we're just mentioning
Right.
is like, that's definitely the stain.
That's definitely
Yeah,
it. I
that's gotta
recognize
be
it.
It
In
should've-
your own mind.
Yeah, they should have been like, it's in the shape of Jesus or something. It's like, that's definitely the one.
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the bloodstained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime?
Hi, eldest. Welcome in, darling. Hello, hello.
Hello, eldest.
Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Was he right? Could Chihiro really
Is
have gotten
he
into
right?
the boys' locker room?
I want to know what Hero thinks.
Broken e-handbook.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook!
Hacked her e-handbook.
She was the ultimate programmer, after all.
She was the ultimate
I'm
programmer.
sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
How did you know?
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
I feel like that would corroborate and not refute. Right?
Theoretically, if Chihiro was able to use Leon's handbook, she could get into the locker room. But when we found Leon's handbook in the main hall, there's no doubt about it. It was... In which case, can we really say that she used it?
Is it really possible?
Remember,
Could Chihiro
it might
really
have
have
been
gotten
beaten up
into the
from all
boys'
the
locker room
baseballs.
somehow?
Ah! I've got it! She must have hacked her e-
She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have been.
No, I don't.
She used the thing that was...
Huh?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
Break.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Oh, because she couldn't use it because it was broken. That's why. All right. For some reason, my brain's like, oh, but it's a broken e-handbook. She can still use it. It's fine.
Yeah, like it's like a QR code or something, but it's like permanently burned there. Why not? It's like a chip on the inside. It's like a tap thing. So yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's just an RFC chip. It doesn't need to be on.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm over here like, just tap it. It'll work.
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
He's like, okay, you're good.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against
Struck
using
silent
someone
by how
else's
quickly you
handbook?
gave up.
It's like, okay.
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense
They're
anyway.
So brilliant.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room, and Byakuya is the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right?
Hey, Mondo, I know you're my guy, but shut up.
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one
Every time
other way
Kyoko
she could
said
have gained access.
open their mouth, it's been something smart.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Does she need to go pee? Because certain streamers might need to.
Well, now I was okay with my Byakuya idea to begin with, but
yeah, who do you think it is now?
I don't know now. Somebody who's, I guess, strong enough to move all that stuff around.
You don't know. If you don't know,
I don't see.
How are we going to survive? I need you to know, Shrill.
The thing was, even when I had my prediction yesterday or the day before, I think I even mentioned that the thing that kind of makes me have a sticking point is I don't understand where the scene of the crime switch fits into the whole thing. I don't understand why she was killed in the boys' locker room and then everything was moved to the girls' locker room and switched.
Yeah.
I have some thoughts bouncing around in my head, but
the point of
I'm
this.
excited to see.
Tell me what your thoughts
And,
are. I don't care if you're wrong. It's even better if you're wrong. Tell me all your thoughts and feelings and predictions and ooh.
Lauren, I've
Houses
played
enjoying-
this before, so
Right.
so I know the things.
Yeah.
No, I think they're right though. I think you're getting a certain amount of glee out of my brain trying to squirm its way through.
My favorite thing is seeing people try to work out a problem. It's not necessarily that I'm excited for you to be wrong. It's not that I'm excited for you to be right. It's just that I enjoy hearing the logic and where your brain takes you with this. So hearing that makes me already smile and be like, look, it's Shrill thinking. Look at that little brain working. I love it.
He's got at least
You can
two
almost
brain cells.
you can almost see the smoke coming out of his ears right now.
Pretty much. Are you frustrated with this case?
Not frustrated, but I am excited to see how it goes.
Yeah.
I really have no idea. I think now there may be more than one person involved. That's my thought. Is that I think Byakuya is still involved, and what is Jill's name? Her character's name? Toko. Thank you. So I initially thought that he had manipulated Toko into taking on this fake role, but that's clearly not what happened. So I don't know if Jill really did kill Chihiro and Byakuya just kind of helped assist, or if it's somebody else entirely. But I think that Byakuya is definitely still involved. And I don't know who else may be, but I think there may be a second person.
I'm so excited. No, like that's exactly what I wanted from you. Thank you. Thank you for your thoughts and feelings on this, because it's fun. I've been reading some of y'all's theories over in Discord as well, which is amazing. I'm not going to
I have avoided all of that as well.
Yeah, definitely don't look at it, because it's one of those that you're just like, maybe that makes me think something different. And I'm not going to call that a spoiler, but I would say it was a spoiler for myself if I was reading those. So especially like Corby.
I do want to read one of Corby's. It's not a spoiler. Bonus prediction: Char is secretly auditioning her guests to be voices in her Rompa-inspired game that she's been crafting for the last 5 years.
No, unfortunately for me,
conspiracy.
no. I will say, for those of you that are new here or just coming over to find my channel for the first time, annually I have written a murder mystery party that I have cast a whole bunch of streamers in. Cheryl is actually one of my characters last year, even, to be given prompts throughout the entire day and then try to solve the mystery themselves. So in a way, kind of. But not totally, so kind of. Bree, welcome in. Hello. Welcome. It's so good to have you here. I'm so excited. Y'all are here. I'm so happy because it's one of my favorite games.
And I do have a multitude of voices that I could use if they are necessary.
Necessary?
Okay, that sounded exactly like the public defender in My Cousin Vinny.
Yay! So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was...
The girls' locker
Sounded
room?
like we were going raving for a second.
We've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like
Oh, no.
using our hands?
How did I get this character?
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura.
Couldn't Kyoko just tell us? If Kyoko's already done it, couldn't Kyoko just tell us?
Right?
But where would be the
What is
suspense?
this? Some kind of secret
guess.
girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not
I like
it at
that
all.
kind of stuff.
Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body?
Chihiro wasn't a girl.
I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
Blushing.
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl
Is what?
is a boy!
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
What? You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser?
Gender is a construct! Gender is a construct! We're just gonna throw that out there! Gender is a construct!
Chihiro preferred she, her pronouns. She's a girl. She is...
Yeah, see, that's part of the reason I didn't really want to go into that side of my idea. Is like,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
the game already kind of failed on the whole
Yeah,
thing
exactly.
before, and I was like, I don't really want to go into that theory, and it's
We were, yeah, we were discussing.
I was kind of hopeful the game wouldn't
ahead
do
of
that,
time.
but
Context to behind the scenes now, which I'm gonna go ahead and throw out there what we were saying. We were like, what if we play around with some goofy voices and like give them completely different from what you would expect? And I was like, I don't know how to say no without saying no, because yeah, this is not the chapter for goofy voices.
I had forgotten who died this chapter, and so I
You're
messaged
so
Sharon
fine.
and was like, wait, who dies?
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, it's Chihiro. And I'm like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, we'll talk more about the whole behind the scenes of it, or I'll talk more of it if you guys do not want to, because I know that you were blindsided in this, especially Sherelle. So, but I'll talk more about all of that. But I'm just gonna go ahead and lay out there. Anybody can be whoever they want to be. Gender is a construct. It does not matter. Just gonna throw that out there.
Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
Now, also,
yeah, like
I do
Kyoko
apologize
clearly
for
already knew
keeping you
that
waiting.
because that was one of the things
Then,
that she said to
let's
begin with when
resume
we
the
initially
class
found the
trial.
body.
Exactly. I was like, Kyoko, couldn't you just tell us that? Couldn't you have just said that? Couldn't you have just said, hey, anybody want to check? Because
I did.
Because I did. You know?
Kyoko said the exact same thing at the beginning. She was like,
Right?
make sure you thoroughly check the body.
She's like, keep checking. Keep checking. It's like, girl. You could have just said something. That's a penis. It's a penis. Yes, right.
We've all just learned of the shocking
could've just
revelation
said
that
that.
Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
I think that Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought has never really crossed my mind. Spam.
Mainly because she's
And
a
because
girl.
the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive
Right,
for moving
Sage?
the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
Oh, nobody would have known that.
Yeah.
So now
bullshit.
everything has been connected. All the mysteries have
Byakuya
finally
being
become
Byakuya, like,
clear.
oh yeah, I knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Surprised the rest of you
connected or
didn't know.
clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose
He
to
was
use
the
the
one that
extension
told
cord,
him about the extension
knowing it
cord.
could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy, if you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Corby, the thing is, if they accuse the wrong person, then the killer gets to leave, and everybody gets punished, aka gets dead. So they have to get the right person.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say?
How does this benefit him in any way? I agree, Pi. I agree.
Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
If Byakuya didn't do it, then who is the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means...
It's Genocide Jack, because it was the
It's
MO.
Genocide Jack?
No, the killer's a guy.
I got it!
Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use it to use their own. In other words, it has to have been a guy. But that's not enough. I need to find some more clues. Alright, don't know what we're trying to argue here. We have Celeste's account.
What's Celeste's account?
Celeste was in
Isn't
the
there a-
warehouse when Chihiro went through.
The tracksuit thing.
The tracksuit,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Is there a single clue that might help us who did it? A single clue. Celeste's
Well,
account.
clues
Yeah.
are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of
Right
new
there.
info.
No.
Right? No. Come on, Makoto. Don't scare me like that. Makes me think something weird is going on.
Shoot!
Oh, I think about it one more time. There's be a contradiction in there somewhere.
Isn't there a single
Oh, that's right, a
clue-
contradiction.
Did nobody get...
I'm sure if someone saw the killer...
Perhaps someone saw the victim
at some point?
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of...
It's over. It's all over. You want to know
So
who
useful.
saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
Probably say it right there, yeah.
And it's not like
Yeah.
they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man. Game over.
Did you have to kill the other white noise thing?
No, I think I just hit it too
Game
late.
over!
Okay, so the only other person that saw
Isn't
her
there a single clue?
had to have been...
Did nobody get...
I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim at...
Yeah. All we need right now...
It's over. You want to know who saw the
killer? And only the...
No, it's wrong.
Somebody else saw the
Great.
victim.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes. I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Ooh, what a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No, you already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Oh my gosh. Does Chihiro track jacket really hold some kind of clue about the killer? Somehow it's really hard to believe. Alright, Shrill, help me out. Celeste's
Shrill.
account.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
Come on.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. 'Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
I don't know.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
Did you catch it, Shrill? She's right. What he said just now is really odd. How did he know something like that?
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, Why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Why would he
My
say that it
tracksuit
matched
is
the
black.
killer's tracksuit?
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
Did we?
I have
How
a
do
white
we even know
tracksuit
that?
It
personally.
was black or blue?
I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
I'm sorry, Cheryl,
Did
what?
any of that really help us?
No way.
How
Not
do
a
we
chance.
know that
You
it
heard him,
matched
right?
the killer's
What he
tracksuit?
just said without even realizing it?
Logic out more for me.
Yeah, did Celeste say what kind of tracksuit it was? Or what color?
No.
Like, I think we saw it in the.
We saw it in the
flashback,
the
but I don't
flashback.
think
We saw it in the
actually verbally
flashback.
said.
But we didn't even know.
So nobody knows what color
So what does that
Chihiro had.
mean?
Yeah.
I can listen to it one more time.
So anybody who says they're not the right color is the killer.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
So who out of
He
this
was
is
on
the
his
killer?
way
I
to
still
go
don't know.
exercise. So next we have to ask,
Was it Hero?
why did he choose the specific
Not Hiro.
tracksuit that he
I'll
did?
let you look at it.
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
Not my
I
soda,
got it!
baby.
He picked that tracksuit because
That part
it
right there
matched the
confuses
one the
me though, even
culprit
though
was
it's
wearing.
not a question.
So,
Like, why
what
do we
you're
just assume it's
saying
the
is,
same
the
color?
killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as
Right
him?
there.
Oh, right there, right there.
My tracksuit is black.
I
Okay,
don't even
all right,
because
so
exercise.
yeah.
I have a white track. I got it from the
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard
So
him
we're gonna do
right.
Celeste
Okay,
account.
What he
all
just
right.
said
tracksuit?
without even realizing it?
With the blue tracksuit, right?
First of all, he was on his way, so next
Not-
week, why
not
did he
my
choose?
man.
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
How do they know that it
So,
matched
what you're
the one the
saying
culprit was
is-
wearing?
We're not saying it actually
The killer
does.
was
He's just
wearing the
being
same blue
goofy.
tracksuit?
He's just being
No,
goofy. Like, it
that's
must have
wrong.
matched. He's like, it didn't match. Because
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you? You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because
Yeah,
I just...
Mondo.
yeah, Mondo.
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility. Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Yeah.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did.
I was so lucky, because if he hadn't have, like, outed himself... Ah!
Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made
It
you
was
so
too smart.
suspicious?
That's a good question.
Because I hate him.
I have no answer. I don't know what Kyoko's motives are.
I think it was the way he talked.
Can I go with that one, Shrill?
Sure.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off.
Thanks for the lyric, Toki!
Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You notice such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch?
I'm
She's
sure
a witch!
it was a
You're
normal
positively frightful!
size.
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone
probably
capable
fine.
of murdering a friend.
Oh my god.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Found it on the ground, right? Then it must belong to... me.
It's Chihiro's, right?
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How did the handbooks break? There's only one possible explanation.
Hitting its weak point.
Yeah.
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... When it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, 'cause I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Just as educational.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
Thank you so much, Jessica.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Nobody knows. Who might have brought their handbook into the sauna? It had to be the one who wore all their clothes in the sauna.
All their clothes into the sauna. I wonder
It
who that was. Man, my guy.
Mondo. Because Taco was Nikki.
Here's my answer. Mondo,
Break.
your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Make your argument. Broken handbook, Chihiro's e-handbook, or the card reader. Or we can pull a bullet from the stuff, so.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Works just fine.
See? Look!
Yeah, but I can't
Makoto
shoot
was
that with
wrong
Chihiro's
after all.
handbook.
Wrong.
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Shoot it with the chip reader. Isn't that one of the options? Like the...
Ooh.
So wait, they have two broken handbooks because one is in the hall and one was Chihiro's. So that means Mondo's is the wrong handbook if his is working. And it belongs to the other person. But I can't figure out in my head how we get that bullet.
No. Okay, yeah. So Leon's handbook, you're saying he took Leon's handbook and the broken one that we found was Mondo's?
Right. Because both of them can't turn on, so they can't prove whose is whose. They just know they have 2 broken handbooks. And he needs one that works. And there was one there, so...
Shoot!
But I can't figure out how to get to
Let's
that.
test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what—
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No, that's wrong.
There we go. Good job, Shrill.
Good job, Shrill.
Break. Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
Thanks, Darkman, for the kitty cat purr.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo,
oh my god,
if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Comic time.
Closing argument. So we are going to build a comic. We have random scenes down here to place within the comic. So Shrill, if you could help me map out, and House, of course, if you could help me map out this.
Is that
from
all of the
right to
scenes?
left. Yeah, those are all the scenes that I have, but I'll be able to scroll also. There's 11 pages in total. So Chihiro is packing up stuff, happens to bump into Celeste. Celeste happens to see something. We can always work backwards to forwards wherever you want to work, but question mark, we had to put something in the question mark.
Okay.
It would be the blue tracksuit in that question mark now.
I would think so, but is that one of the scenes?
We have a blue crest. A blue
Okay, yeah,
tracksuit.
right there.
So Chihiro quickly stuffs it inside. They run off. And then we have this couple of question marks. We don't know what those two
So
would
probably
be.
the handbook.
Probably
and
the handbook.
Chihiro going into...
Handbook and going in.
I would think so.
Okay. They're coming over here. They're chilling. Something goes here. These are our options.
Maybe like lift.
Maybe the lifting it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Lifting it, taking it to them. Schmoosh. Something else goes here.
Neon paint. Probably
Neon
hitting?
paint.
Yeah.
Is there a hitting one in there?
I think the hitting is the blood.
Oh, the splat on the poster.
Okay, splat on the poster.
Well, it looks like... Do all these scenes have to go in here?
Most of them, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not all of them, but most of them.
Because I don't know where that first one would go then. But we can, like you said, we can probably work back.
Yeah, we can go backwards too.
We can
I'll
exchange
ask you
things.
before we're finished with it. So this all happened. Act 3. They rolled up the carpet. Blink. Picked up Chihiro. Blink. We can skip it if you want to.
Yeah.
Probably the bloody dumbbell.
Bloody dumbbell.
And then maybe removing the poster? Maybe the last thing that the killer did was move the body.
Yeah.
Okay.
Set the scene first.
So then,
They use the new card. Probably set the scene.
probably opening the door,
Okay.
right? Maybe.
And then it's all
Okay.
set up. And then Yaki
Yeah, maybe
Yaki
maybe that does
Yaki
go with the
thing.
poster right there, and then
Go with the poster down here.
no, never mind, because the poster was still there.
I think probably that one's the poster because they had to go into the girls' locker room in order to.
Okay.
I think. That makes sense to me because they were the ones that.
Okay,
set
and
up
then
the
this other scene is showing them putting the other scene back. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, so this is the new scene where girls' locker room, guys' locker room. So
And now
Byakuya
here's
came in, was like, oh,
Byakuya.
get dead body in the girls' room. Oh, I've
Why
got
are
a
you in
sneaky
the
little
girls'
idea.
room, Byakuya?
I don't know. I don't know. Why did they do that? I don't know. Byakuya's a freak.
Alright, the
so...
first
Maybe
one, I think
Byakuya is
that'd be
not a
long one.
boy.
I think that one is the extension cord for the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Because now when you go into the
now
next one,
now
Chihiro's
she
tied
was
up.
hung up.
Tied
Yeah.
up.
And probably the finger painting with the blood.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Act 5.
Throwing the
Okay, maybe this is the door.
Which door?
This is one of the doors.
And what
And
is
then
what is
the
that?
e-reader. It's the student handbook.
Okay.
Okay, I do think we got
So we
something
don't
wrong.
have to use all of them, right?
I do think we have something wrong.
Okay, okay.
But
Because what's the one that's left?
Chihiro walked
Oh, there's a couple
in
left. Okay.
the pool
Shadow.
and the girls' room.
Girls'
I
room.
do believe we
Okay.
have something wrong because I think we have a double up. Meaning, where do I think? I didn't notice it at first, but those two are the same pictures
Occur later.
that occur
Yeah.
Okay.
later. So I do believe those two are something different.
Okay, so then that's the shadow of Chihiro going into the doorway, I think.
Perhaps,
Or
yeah.
approaching or something.
Yeah, going in. But to the girls' room? That doesn't make sense to me.
No, there's another scene in there though. That one.
Going into
That
the
one?
boys' room. Going into the boys' room.
Actually, I think it's probably the other way, right? Because the right picture is inside there, and then yeah.
I think that's it.
Oh, no. This is, I think you're so close. I think it's actually that and this, because I think the very last one, instead of the door, it's the sauna room. I only know this because I played it twice last night.
Okay.
I played it twice, meaning what we had already played, not this particular portion. But that is the sauna room, just outside.
Oh, is
where-
it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do believe that's right. Y'all feel comfortable with that one?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's give it a shot.
Does that look right to you?
I'm guessing.
Okay.
That's good enough for me.
The killer is you! First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag.
Correct.
That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
No, I didn't lay out my reasoning right. I need to rearrange the events of the case. Okay, so perhaps that one there? And then opening the door? I don't know if that's right. Maybe? We have opening the door, we have in. Could be that.
Maybe in, yeah. And then
I still think it might be.
And then
It's
I
going
think,
into
yeah,
the
I was gonna say, I still think that's correct because it's showing the boys' room.
True.
The killer is you!
Oh, I was about to say, does it start over from the beginning?
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Correct. Good job, y'all.
Okay.
Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him.
Crunch.
And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned.
No, I didn't lay out my reasoning right. I need to rearrange. I assume back over there then. And then take him to the girls.
Maybe?
Here's exactly what happened. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster. And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated.
Why? Why were you going in the girls' locker room?
So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body.
Hi, babe.
Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, They plan to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Arata?
Complete.
Break.
Wait. No. This can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah. Where's your evidence? You need evidence. You need proof. Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
Evidence that Mondo really is the killer that already revealed itself earlier in the trial. If I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now. Once I do that, everything will become clear. A new element has been added to a truth bullet battles. Would you like to hear more? Let's talk a little bit about Fever Time and Nega Time. Fever Time? I'm sorry, fool! I'm so sorry! During a bullet time battle, if you press the space key, it shouldn't be turned off though, not here, right now. Fever Time will inactivate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can push any of them however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assaults. But this is only last until your focus gauge runs out, so make sure to use it to the best possibility of your time. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if you only got to access a special time, right? So we've also prepared something called Nega Time that your opponent can use. If the opponent activates Nega Time during bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate Fever Time at this point, no, never mind. I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what was worried about. So unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, it won't be used. Then again, good luck, have fun. I was not great at this last time, but we'll figure it out if I'm good at it this time or not. It's just a rhythm game, basically, but it's not even a hard rhythm
Show
game.
me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen.
What was the button I can push to make
I refute you. False.
What was it?
Show me some evidence. I won't listen. False. You're corrupt. I refuse to vote. I refute you. False. You're corrupt. Show me some evidence.
I don't know what I'm actually doing with that one.
Show me
it's
some
weird.
evidence.
Without
This
final
should
proof,
prove
you
it.
cannot have whatever. Final proof.
You can't pin this on him.
Handbook.
Break.
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's, in which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Mondo, how could you?
Mondo, no.
Mondo, no! We were just starting to like you, Mondo, no!
I mean, were we though?
I kind of like him. Kinda.
I kind of like him.
I kind of like him.
Maybe I'm the odd one out here then.
Bro, what are you saying?
Yeah, it's a
Sorry,
weird
bro.
game. We were starting to like him. I do a little.
I got
up
no
on that
choice,
dude.
man. After hearing
Thanks,
all that,
Kirby.
I gotta just give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Vote.
I wonder.
Mondo.
Monokuma. Oh.
Guilty. It would be interesting if every time you voted for Monokuma instead, you're like, Monokuma.
What?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, this time it looks like you got it right again! Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Owada!
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful.
I refuse to believe it. There's no way. There's no way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? 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 Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the control key to fast forward to the text. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak even though you're a boy. He heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. No, nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. No matter how tightly he wrapped himself in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken deep root inside of him, and it is not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, his world of survival is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro's actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. That was revealed, it wouldn't be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry.
I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But
I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe we can talk about it later? After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
that's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when somebody says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. It'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so... that day, he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secrets first, and then ask them to help him for there. And the person he went to?
Yeah, that's right.
It was me.
Yeah, it sure was! The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were, so Chihiro probably figured that even if confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret.
Uh-huh. ...
But Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to be. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help me get some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he made to Chihiro.
Huh? Did what he did? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room to the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
Wasn't that to cover up what he did?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think that was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro.
But how does his moving the body keep his secret?
Because
if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect the identity, so he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting them in the girls' locker room and stealing the handbook. See?
Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise that he'd made to Chihiro, who they also killed?
Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you...
Because, no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone?
You're wrong!
It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it.
Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you that embarrassing memory, that secret that he didn't want anybody to know?
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle.
I'm gonna catch up on just reading some stuff in chat because I don't want to leave it unmonitored. I kind of agree with you, Mama, and I will get more on that later. Yeah, we'll get into that later. We'll get into that point later. Yeah, agreed. I'll talk on that later. We'll see if the guests want to stick around for that conversation or not, but I'll at least talk on it later. But we'll grab all that in a little bit. But first, Mondo's secret.
Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything that he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anybody knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, #1 in the gang, and his #2 younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hand. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang, which is why...
I gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top.
And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words.
My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry.
Of course, he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened.
Hey, kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. 'Cause it's the team you and me put together. It's a promise between men.
He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang. In order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother, he could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kids who bested his big brother. Daya was going to lose to his kid brother,
So he got stupid and got himself killed.
that became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I'm
strong.
Yeah.
Strong.
And yet, as soon as our killing game had begun, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother.
No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why. That's why I...
Mondo.
After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I'd never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you.
But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Because, I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I want to change. I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever.
His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself.
I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What? What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. he had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I'd never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What? What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong. Are you fucking with me right now?
No! I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo.
I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back? Let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch!
And stronger than Daya. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand and I was just staring at him, down on the ground.
Hey.
I killed him.
Killed him?
I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo, he was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his and turned him into a cold-blooded... God damn it.
Look at him, you see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Because I sure don't.
You bastard! Just shut up, you son of a bitch! Go ahead and say that again, I dare you!
Yep. Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want, is what you want to say, but unfortunately I can't do that right now because it's time for punishing. It's fast and approaching.
Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean... execution?
Well now. That's what I promised you, right? The Blackened that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Gawada, the ultimate biker gang leader.
No, wait!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Yay.
I said wait!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Game over. Mondo has been found guilty. Time for the punishment.
Sadness.
The double pompadour, though. It's like a cage of death is what they're called in real life, yeah?
I think so, something like that.
Mondo butter.
2 times the fat.
I saw that. I think it's just it's implications that he was whipped to death, like just lashed around so much that he broke. That's my assumption. I don't really know that he actually became butter, but whoa, that didn't feel nearly as clever as the first execution, says Corby. Yeah, this is one of my least favorite chapters and least favorite executions. I have to put that in quotes because I don't want anybody to actually get executed. So yeah, yeah.
Laugh at death, and your soul will forever be at peace.
It can't be. My brother.
Another murder, another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen.
Thank God I don't have to do this.
I was about to say, were you prepared to do those?
I was prepared, but I'm so glad I didn't have to.
As Chaka's sad screams invaded our skulls, we were forced to realize once again. Ooh, but he, of course, he had to.
What a disappointment. This is the end of the game?
Boy, Yakia!
What is this? You are completely insane. You know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do. Because this game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response, except that.
However,
I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
1,000,000%, dude.
What?
Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting.
His voice was calm, emotionless, like the
Totally.
voice of a death. He chilled me to the bone. You are...
Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So, you ignored the nighttime rule too? That will never matter to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
Welcome in, new friend!
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please, continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse.
What? What? You mean you actually witnessed the murder?
He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well...
So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning.
Hi, Jenkins.
Yeah, a waste of time.
Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up.
You did all that to liven things up?
I see.
So, after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene?
But
Damn, dude. If we hadn't figured out who really done it, you would have been dead too, right?
Well, obviously, I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. Of course.
Yakia turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me.
Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did. And I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
It would be delicious, Jenkins. I'm so sorry. We have all characters' names blocked so people can't run in for the very first time and start spoiling stuff. But welcome in, friend. I read what you said, though. It would be delicious.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for.
Correct.
So that was your reason.
Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
No, not really. Yes, we're done listening to your story.
What a turd. What an absolute poop of a dude.
Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next.
You
like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why?
Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating.
I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope into despair.
Damn.
What do you mean?
Huh?
Mean? Mean? Mean?
What the heck?
Me. Good grief, I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh, how
The noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. Ooh, I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I have achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you, understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Tagami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up!
So cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you.
I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you.
Okay, leave.
Timber. Sounds like someone needs a nap.
Monokuma's laughter appealed across the courtroom. The curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell, and hell had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair. Save? No, not save.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see. ...
There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away!
Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
Ooh. My, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Chapter 2, Boy's Life of Despair. The end. Bum, bum, bum. Jenkins, thank you so much for the bitty bits! We're down to 10. Or are we? To be continued.
For the record, I
Receive!
think I know who Lightbulb is. I could be wrong, but I think
Crazy
I know
diamond
who Lightbulb
present.
is.
The 16th student? Chapter 2, we survived it! It is an uncomfy chapter for several reasons. Mostly because there's all kinds of weird gender dysmorphia that we have to face and we also have to talk about. But I will say, ultimately, it hurts my heart. I'm sad that this is how it went down because it's all just about toxic masculinity, and if we as a society did not put men under so much pressure to be the strong person, then I think this would be a lot different for this kind of characters in these scenario. But yeah. As far as the game
Thanks.
as far as the game as a whole, how did you guys feel about the trial portion of this, since this is your first time experiencing a trial here, Shrell?
I wasn't sure what it expected me to do as a player there, so I'm glad that you were okay with just like proceeding, because I was very confused.
Oh, you're good. You're totally fine. Popping into the second chapter after we've already had the tutorial, and then it also throwing more at us, being like, what is this? White noise? Ah! Rhythm games? What?
Yeah, to be fair, I get confused every time they add in a new mechanic, and it's like, can you just not? Can you just not?
I think it's so good, especially
And
when
then the
you're not
white
streaming,
noise
just so you
was purple text, and I was very confused.
Why is it not white?
Yeah.
It needs to be little
Right.
white coloring.
Ashley, no joke.
Ashley says, I heard you like mechanics, so I put mechanics in your mechanics over here. Woo. A lot of people within this game have a lot of different perspectives on this because the times were different. We'll definitely say that. And that's not a full excuse by any means, but I will just say, I think the grace of the time period allowed the writers not to give us enough information that we needed to actually know 100% how Chihiro felt about themselves, because we're all still figuring ourselves
Agreed.
out. And so I wish they had done more for nowadays so that we could actually contextualize it. I can only give you my perspective, which is my own personal opinion and perspective of this character, but I take it as somebody who is uncomfortable with how society presented that males need to be strong, and therefore looking at their own self and being like, I'm not a strong person, so therefore if I am not strong, I am not man. So therefore was femboy, and just felt it was easier to present as a woman. And I don't know personally if that made Chihiro trans for me, at least. I think it was just somebody who is uncomfortable. But again, until I have that final context, I do believe there's DLC. As somebody in chat said earlier, that if you go more into their DLC content where you get to know them, they do identify as a guy, which is totally fine. Honestly, I think this whole thing is kind of it's so sad because the ultimate reason they got murdered is because they came out as a strong person just being like, I'm ready to be who I want to be. And even if that's saying like, I want to be perceived as a guy, even if I am weak, or if I can get stronger and be perceived as societal standards as a guy, that's a strong thing. Just coming out of whoever you are, regardless of what people perceive about your body or the way you dress or anything like that. I think that is the ultimate lesson throughout this, that Chihiro was a very strong character up until they got killed. So
yeah,
that's how I perceive
Killed at the
things.
peak of their character arc as
True.
well, I think.
True.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with all of that. Because I haven't played any of Chihiro's free time. So when Mama Catherine was like, "Oh, Chihiro says that he identifies as a guy just dressing up in women's clothes because it fits the femininity," I didn't have that context, and so for me, it was, and I think there was a couple other people in chat that had this as well, that it was immediately a really bad representation of trans, and my hackles are starting to get up, and I was like, oh gosh, I forgot how terrible they portrayed this, and so it was difficult for me because I don't know the context of this character, and I don't know the intent behind this character. So is the he, him pronouns okay? Are the she, her pronouns okay? So I tried to like split the difference and go they, them. And like when you're trying to read through, it's like, I'm switching that word. Like, oh, I'm switching that word.
I think it would be fair to try to switch it, but I will say sometimes my brain is completely in mode of trying to figure things out, trying to read chat, trying to keep up with y'all. So like there will be, I probably will stick with the reading as per text is used, because we will reference them in the past also. So it will definitely switch over to he, him. And I don't mean that as any kind of slight or any kind of anything like that. I just wish, like you said, Corby, if they ever got to remake this game, it would be nice if they had more context to it. Unfortunately, I think they were just using it as a trope of like, well, it's a girls versus boys locker room situation, so therefore this makes it mystery where you can't be somewhere. And so I think that was the whole intent, is just to make it complicated.
Agreed.
Yeah.
They could have handled it a lot better, and kind of throwing it in there as a mystery condition or hook was, I think, poorly thought out.
Yeah, they
I will
could
say,
have,
though,
even changing
like,
it just to
I
they,
kind of-
them, it would have been awesome if they had actually text changed it to they, them. KP, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Sorry, House, cut you off.
Absolutely. No, you're good. I do kind of love the intent, like the dynamic that I see it as is like the two different there's two different sides of the coin of toxic masculinity, and then we have this totally toxic male of Byakuya just going in and just causing chaos. I don't know. To me, that just kind of makes me giggle.
Do you still like Byakuya as much as
I
you
stand
do?
by my previous statement about Byakuya. I like his character, and not necessarily him as a human being. Definitely not him as a human being, but I think the character itself is written very well.
Yeah. I give you that. I give you that he's being sneaky. I just hate someone that would do that. Put all of our lives on the line, just potentially. This is all like based off of what he just said. But to potentially commit a murder in the future and know who to look out for to trick. I'm just like, that's a butthole move to do. If I had anything to say about that, I probably would have punched him or slapped him or something in the moment. If he admitted that to me, I would have straight up just like knocked his lights out and be like, I'd be so mad. Just like, how dare you?
Well, I
How
mean,
dare you
thinking
risk
about
all
it
of our
from his
lives?
perspective, though, I mean, it doesn't matter if he risks everyone's lives or not. He needs to win the game, and there's only one winner. So what does it matter if he risks everyone's life? He needed the information that he got by complicating the murder and seeing who stood out intellectually.
Sure.
I suppose, but in that moment, aren't you risking everything if everybody believes you at that moment and you're the only one that later on says, oh, it was Mondo, but you get dead.
Yeah, like, people are going to be like, okay, you're just throwing out a name to save your bacon. Like, what do you mean it was Mondo?
But again, it was one of those things where he anticipated everyone getting tripped up over the complications that he introduced it to the murder. And he already had all the details where he could prove that it was Mondo.
Did he?
Or at least, I think, maybe he did. I don't know. He didn't have all the details about the murder itself, so who knows?
The only thing that I know that
He
had was
thought
an
he
eyewitness account, and that's the only thing.
Right.
I do love, throughout this entire thing, watching Mondo's account. Knowing that it is Mondo, this playthrough is so fascinating. Because he takes a step back. He lets everything play out for the most part. He does not have very many words to say at all throughout this entire thing. He's just like, what? Everything that Byakuya had set up after the fact, like the stringing up and everything, he is very surprised by. And you can obviously see it through his face because, like, take it from his perspective, he knows there's going to be a body there. He knows there's somebody going to be dead there. But then why are they strung up? Why is there a serial killer? There is actually a serial killer? I don't know what's happening, man. I'm just gonna stay silent. So until the end, he doesn't even like really talk. He's just over here like, what? It's fascinating to watch that character as this one plays out this time.
I didn't know any of this. What is happening?
He's like quite literally, not even trying to pretend to be anything, just being like, I know what's happening, y'all. I don't even have to cover it up. Y'all can cover it up for me.
Whoa, what do you mean?
What do you mean? But the one slip up, actually 2 slip ups. Whenever we talk to them in Finding Chihiro's body, he does say the dude had a major complex about being strong, and it was just like
something about that did trip on my brain, and I didn't catch on it fast enough to realize that's what had happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those because I had the prior knowledge. Like the second he said that, I was like, oh, right. Like that's going to come up in the case. He doesn't do that. He doesn't call women dude. They're all chicks. He's not from California.
Yeah.
It was one of those like subconscious, like my brain was like, that doesn't sound right. Something about what he just said doesn't sound right. But it wasn't fast enough for my brain to pick up on it.
Yeah, sure. It's really neat. I like that out of all of that, it just was a slip of the tongue that really got him caught. And truthfully, it was something that we didn't catch the first couple of times. We listened to that a couple through times, just being like, wait, matching tracksuits? Wait, colors? Wait, what? So, yeah, it's definitely very subtly sneaky. And the anime, as far as I remember, this is one of the only ones that I can fully remember watching and being like, well, how do you know it was Mondo? Because I don't think they even mention the sauna that much about how they broke something. Within the anime of this show, it doesn't fully give all of the clues. And I was like, that was such a stretch that you guys went for Mondo because you didn't have solid evidence until the tablets. I can't think what they're called right now. But
yeah. The
E-handbooks?
Yeah. E-handbooks, thank you. E-handbooks.
So which was first, the games or the anime?
The games. The anime has been condensed into a 12-episode anime that are only 20 minutes long. So you can imagine the speed that they took and rushing all of these, not only the murder, the investigation, and the trial per episode. So
gotcha.
As fast as possible.
If you're gonna watch the anime, and this goes to anybody, if you're gonna watch the anime, I highly recommend, like, you can kind of watch the anime and play the first game concurrent. Like, it's pretty on par with each other. I would not recommend watching the second season without playing the second game.
1,000,000%.
That's
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
It's definitely, the order I would say if you're gonna watch the anime, it's either or. I'd say play the game because the game has so much more detail and has so much more, like, oomph to it. But the game, the anime, season 1 together, play the second game, watch the next 2 animes. You can even watch them in a specific like order. You're going back and forth between them because they barely, but they do overlap a little bit. And then the third game. So very good. Very, very good series as far as those go, in my opinion. There are just the occasional case that I'm just like, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. I see what you were trying to do, but it just didn't hold up to today's standards.
Yeah, the other thing that I also want to touch on, because I feel like it's equally important, is the whole Toko, Genocide Jack, or Jill, and the whole, like, split personality type thing. Like, again, I can't remember who, I'm so sorry, but someone had pointed out, like, has there been any media that, accurately portrays dissociative identity disorder? And it's like, of course not. And so I just want to, like, also touch on the severity of, like, how awful that portrayal is as well. Because especially using, I can't even think of the word that they use. It's now what's considered a slur, and like we both read it, or all 3 of us read it, and we're like, oh.
Like, I love how all 3 of us didn't even immediately click because yeah, it's not what we use
just
now.
I don't know. It's dissociative identity disorder is definitely like a conundrum, right? Like it's hard for people who don't experience it to understand. And because of the misinformation, it creates a lot of fear around it. And this obviously doesn't help at all. And then I think there's also split with, what's his face? I can't remember his name. The guy that plays the professor in the newer-ish X-Men. I can't remember names. But anyway, I don't know. I just want to throw this out there in case anybody out there, like, has dissociative identity disorder. Like, we don't all think you're terrible people. Like, you're valid, you're loved, you're wonderful. I hope you get the healing you deserve.
Absolutely. I think that's a wonderful way to put
And
it.
even in the DSM, it's a difficult conditioned to properly, outline. So I've taken psychology before, and it's one of those things where it feels like it's changed even between major revisions in the DSM. So yeah, James McAvoy. Thank you, Corby.
Thank you, Corby. Yeah. I'm so bad with names.
It's one of those things. I will always remember the Beauty and the Beast line of the going to get the beast, and they're like, we don't like what we don't understand. In fact, it scares us. So it's just everybody will try to turn it into something that it's not. Just because you have DID does not make you a scary person, does not make you somebody that should be misunderstood. This game is not great when it comes to a lot of the sensitive topics of things, but I will say the deducing powers and the method of coming around to a conclusion of truth has always been something that fascinates me, and that's the reason why it's one of my favorite games. Not necessarily because some of the contextual, not so great things in it. So you're seen, you're heard, we understand, and I apologize if this is something that has been something that has had a negative impact on you. So yeah. Anyway. Anything else to be said, my loves?
I appreciate the experience.
I can think of. Yeah.
I'm excited to have had you two on this, and I think you two were an excellent couple that I knew had some wonderful views and some shared mindness to me on this. So I appreciate you both, and I'm sorry for the blindsiding, Shrill.
No, it's okay.
But I am
we're all streamers. We know how difficult that life is.
Yeah, and thank you both for being willing to stay and talk about it with me too. So appreciate y'all. So once again, everybody, I will be jumping onto a different game in here in just a second. However, I would like to say goodnight to both of my friends. But before we do that, I want to let them go ahead and tell you a little bit more about themselves and their streaming and potentially schedules if they have anything coming up in the future. Down here, on your left, we have Shrill Goblin. Shrill.
Hello, I'm Shrill Goblin. You can find me. I actually do have something planned for, what is today? Tuesday, tomorrow. So I will be on in the morning, and I will be covering a couple sponsored games that I need to go through and review. So that's my plan. Also, I do co-streams every Fridays, and you can find me usually on Sunday mornings as well. Varieties, indies, and some horror.
Amazing. And over here on your right, it's opposite for me because that's where I'm doing, but is House Does Things. House.
Hi. So I'm House. I do things. Some of the things I do is I play video games. Currently on stream, we're going through Legend of Zelda and Final Fantasy, doing a little bit of variety here and there. I crochet, and you may have noticed I was crocheting today. I made these little things.
Super
I need to tie in the ends, but I made these cool things. Yeah. So I do things. We do karaoke. I have a hurdy-gurdy that I'll play every now and then. And then if it's okay for me to self-promo this event, in September, I have a birthday stream coming up, September 13th. You are all more than welcome to come and hang out. I'm doing a 24-hour charity stream for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, as September is National Suicide Prevention and Awareness Month. And so it's something that's like very near and dear to me. So we're doing a whole day of charity stuff, fun games, lots of giveaways, and just hanging out with cool people.
24 hours. I do not envy you whatsoever. Let's freaking go. Like you, light bulb. And myself, as everybody knows, I am Charvana. I'm the mystery streamer. You can find me over at twitch.tv/Charvana. But until then, my friends, thanks so much for playing this game with me.